All right. Box of reptiles. All right, hey guys. We're gonna do another unboxing here. We got some reptiles as well as some fish. We'll probably do 2 separate videos. But so far, I think it's just 2 boxes of fish and 1 box of reptiles. We'll kind of go through and see what's in the box. So this one's got some frogs, a couple snakes, and some other arachnids as well. So, first thing here, it's a glass bird eater. They're from South America. They're usually exported from Guyana. They're one of the largest species in the world, one of the heaviest as well. This looks to be a female, and it looks to be a female that likes to kick hairs a lot of balding on its abdomen there. So we have a few. These are captive bred. Oh, he's angry. These are captive bred Asian forest scorpions. So some of the bigger wild ones we've had in before usually come in as adults, whereas here we had some that were listed as juveniles, which these might be, and others that were listed as babies. And he's really grumpy. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. So just more Asian forests. I think we got 6 of these. There's another one right there. So kind of a similar look to the emperors, but not quite as calm.
Good English, that one.
What did I say?
No, you're like, not as like.
Alright, so these would be the baby Asian forests then. The other ones were considered juveniles.
Yeah, get stung. That's a good idea.
More Asian forests. I think we got 6 in total. So these are the Vietnam giant centipedes. I think we got 2 different centipedes on this order. So one of the bigger species. Really good at escaping out of enclosures, so anything you put it in, you want to make sure is tight fitting, doesn't have any slits so they can squeeze through. And not something you would typically handle because they are usually pretty aggressive and really fast. So this is another giant centipede here. You can kind of see it from the underside of this one. So again, these are from Vietnam. This one here, see if you can get a better view. These are flagtail centipedes, and you can see why they call them that from the end of the body there. There's 2 of those ones, I believe, as well. The lid's not going to fit back on.
Safe.
Okay, so 2 Pac-man frogs. These are what they call green tans. There's a little bit of green on them and kind of orange speckling, mainly like brown and yellow tones. There's another one there with a little more of the neon green in it. This is labeled as a green tan, but it's completely green. So
Green in color.
So I believe these are just the tans. Kind of have like a reddish look to them. That one's buried. There's another one with a little brighter color on it. And they'll change a bit as they grow. Next we have, these are all chubby frogs. This one's one of the bigger ones. And They have the name for obvious reasons. Get a look at its face there. Down before he pees on me. Sometimes they vary a little bit. There's one in here that has more red to it. It's a little bit dry, but it would be a brighter orange as opposed to the kind of tan stripes. These are all chubby frogs here. More or less pretty similar looking. There's 6 of those guys there. Next, we got a few corn snakes. This is the albino motley. So the motley is just kind of those circles in the pattern. And the albino is just a reduction of all the dark pigment. This next one is a charcoal. These are just the regular corn snakes, which we actually haven't had in a little while. There haven't been any available. That's kind of the typical look to them. Some will be brighter, some will be dark, and then they have a kind of checkered belly. So there's 2 more albino motleys here. You can kind of see how they vary a little bit. That one's got kind of more lighter pink tones, whereas this one has more of the deeper oranges and reds. And one more of the just the regular corn snakes here. Those are all looking like they just had a meal recently, actually. Okay. So next is a bunch of frogs. These are all red-eye tree frogs. See if we can kind of show you what they look like there when they open up a bit. They have the kind of big bright red eyes and the blue and yellow in the legs and on the side. Probably one of the most popular frogs. The only problem is they are really nocturnal, so a lot of their movement is done primarily at night. That's when they're most active. I believe there's about a dozen of these. They don't really vary too much. They're all good size. These are all farmed ones from Nicaragua. Some will be darker, some will be lighter, but in general, they're pretty much all the same. So there's a bunch of red eyes, and then I think the other ones we got are more of the Vietnam blue trees. So they're quite a bit smaller than the last ones we had. They get a fair size, and they're actually relatively active during the day, we found. It's kind of their, more or less their look there. So they're a bit bigger than the red eyes and a bit more active, so they can definitely use a slightly bigger tank. We did find they were jumping around quite a bit during the day. So yeah, I believe we have 6 of those Vietnam blue frogs and then 12 of the red eyes, which is all these little pups here. And again, the same thing with the Vietnam frogs. They're all pretty much the same out of the 6 we got. And then the last thing here, just a couple baby redfoot tortoises. A little bit bigger than the last ones we got. Or a little bit smaller, I should say. They're probably the most commonly kept tortoise. They kind of vary from being kind of darker to lighter tones. And then they're South American. They primarily are vegetarians, but they will eat some carrion and stuff in the wild. So they do get a bit of protein in their diet. And they'll get anywhere from 12 to 14 inches, just depending on gender and that. Some a little bigger, some a little smaller. And I believe that is everything for the reptiles. We're going to unbox some fish now, but we'll do that as a separate video. So once again, if you did enjoy kind of watching these types of videos, just be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll put up more videos, things like that. We're going to start doing some different style videos as well in the future, once we start planning them out a little bit more. And other than that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.
We should just do a video where you make your terrarium costume like he did and just do the whole thing like that.
As we come, hi, I'm a terrarium. We're going to pack this box today.
Yep.
Okay, one sec. To gain my composure.
Okay, it's okay. Take your time.
Well,
I got some brown M&Ms for you if you want to chill for a bit.
why brown? Get out of here.
David's just standing there watching.
Have you unpacked all those little baby crickets?
No, I haven't.
What are you doing?
Watch the front.
There's no one in the store. They all left. They saw you and abandoned.
Criminals. They're all criminals. They're gonna steal something. Alright, well, these Pac-man frogs won't listen.
What? It's gonna take a while. That's what happens when I don't sleep.